So I was thinking about One Piece the other day, and I realized that you don't actually need to watch all the episodes. Now, most One Piece fans will never tell you this, even though they know it's very true. The reason is simple. They just also want you to watch all 1,000 episodes. They are determined that if they watch 1,000 episodes, everyone who comes in needs to watch 1,000 episodes. But trust me, you do not need to watch 1,000 episodes to catch up to the series. The reason being that if you ask most One Piece fans, they also don't remember a lot of those 1,000 episodes. They remember certain parts, but not really a lot of it. And today we're just gonna go through all the episodes that are actually important for you to catch up. In case you've been seeing some of these scenes of the later animation, in case you've been wondering what the story is about, in case you just kind of want to follow loosely along, but you don't want to commit 1,000 episodes to the series. Unfortunately, One Piece is a very interesting and deep story, so it's hard to cut out episodes without cutting out a lot of information. So I've tried to condense this list down to as short of a lengthy anime as I possibly can. Now, the secret to cutting down the episodes that I've taken is understanding that the One Piece story is a bunch of different storylines. Every saga, group of arcs, follows a specific storyline, and at the end of that storyline, we get something, we achieve something, and then we move on to the next storyline, all part of the bigger overarching storyline of the One Piece story. Now, I've tried as much as possible to cut out all the storylines that you don't really need to see to understand the story and to watch what's going on right now. But there are certain things which are very important that you will always, need to understand the story, especially some of the emotional bits and why it's so great when something great happens. Now, obviously, the best way to experience the series is to read or watch all of it, right? That way you understand everything, you are emotionally invested where you should be, and there's nothing that's a bit confusing. So ideally you'd want to read or watch all of it, but I know not everyone can, so that's why you're probably still on this video. But yeah, just keep in mind that this is not the ideal way to experience the series, and I've tried as much as possible to include all the episodes so that you don't get lost, but essentially every time you start an arc you will kind of be disoriented because you've probably skipped some episodes from the last part if you're following my way of watching it. And the first thing is that you're going to probably come across what is called the East Blue Saga. And that's from this episode to this episode right here. And this is really just the beginning of the story, right? This is the very beginning of the story, introducing the main cast, what they're about, what the story's about. And I feel like if you're not even sure if you should continue, you should probably at least watch this, right? Because this is going to give you an idea of what this whole series is about. If you watch this and you don't like it, then you can just stop, right? You can do whatever you want because the rest of it, as cool as it looks, you're not going to like it. You're not going to be invested in it. But if you've watched this much and then you want to get some more and you really just want to skip ahead, then you should probably go and watch, these episodes and then these. And really, these are not really important episodes to what you be experiencing, and they'll be kind of in the middle of other storylines. But the thing about One Piece and the fact that it's so long gives it so much time to set up, and that is something that is great about the One Piece story. Not everything is just happening in the moment. A lot of stuff gets set up, arcs and storylines in advance, so that when it finally comes to being, it's like, oh yeah, remember that one thing? That was important. And so you probably need to watch these introduce certain characters, help you understand the way the world works, and a bit of more lore of everything that's going on. And so once you finish these episodes, you jump into this saga. It's got about 3, 4, 5 arcs in it. But this saga is really important because this is the middle of the story. And this is the turning point of everything that goes on, right? This is where the main character goes through a lot of stuff without trying to spoil for you guys. But this is a turning point in one of the most important arcs, leading to one of the most important arcs in the story. And if you've watched the episodes that I said to before this, then you'll understand how we led up to this saga, which has an arc that is argued to be one of the best, if not the best, arc in all of shonen anime. So watch this saga, you can give your thoughts on whether you felt that the arc in this saga was the best in shonen anime. And yeah, you will understand everything till the turning point in One Piece. And then you go on, you watch these episodes here and these episodes here. And it's really important to watch a lot of these other episodes because, as I said, this is now reintroducing certain characters, coming back from the turning point, how the series has changed, looking into some of the ideas of, who's now where and where characters are, what the goal is. Obviously this whole story getting clearer and clearer, getting closer and closer to the end. Now, if you stuck with the video up until now, then roughly you will have watched up until this point, I think about 200 episodes, which compared to 1000 is about 20%. But then again, you will be only about, let's say, 879 episodes in. So, that's roughly a good percentage. Instead of 879, you've cut that down to 200. 200 is still a lot, and that's a lot of time. But hey, it's an enjoyable 200. It's more straight to the point. You understand everything that's going on much better. So, now that you've gone through these episodes, then we get to this group of episodes right here. And now this group of episodes encapsulates an important part of the series, which has been talked about before, but now is being chatted about again, and we're finally getting to see this in the actual story. I don't want to give too much away about the arcs, but the importance of this arc is going to set up a whole lot of stuff in the future that happens within the One Piece story. So this is setting up stuff that's going to happen after the current arc that One Piece is in. So you probably want to watch this to understand where the story is going, in more than just the main character's journey, in terms of the world and the events and what other characters are doing. And finally, we get into the current and longest running arc of One Piece. This is where all the animation that you guys have seen goes on. This is where all the hype, all the excitement, all the dissatisfaction, all the Twitter posts, Reddit posts, this group of episodes so far is where this lies. And if you've reached this far, then yeah, you've basically made it to the current, right? So you can just keep watching. So right now, it's literally over 100 episodes in terms of the length of this arc right now. But hey, you just keep going. Yeah, you've skipped everything to this point, so you might as well continue. But the reason why you shouldn't probably skip within this arc, even though some people will tell you can, is that, it's one storyline, right? You don't want to be skipping around, in a story rather than skipping between storylines. When it was a whole arc that you were skipping, that was fine, right? But you probably don't want to skip within an arc because you don't want the same confusion. Besides, what One Piece tends to do is that it tends to spend a long time giving background information, which most viewers who watch the series often would know. But for you who's been skipping a whole lot of episodes, these extra long backstories will be really helpful to helping you understand episodes that you skipped in the past. So although it's over 100 episodes, 150 episodes, you will basically understand the story much better. So yeah, in terms of all, the episodes you should be watching, it's these. First is the first saga that helps you introduce the story, the characters, see if you like the story. Then you watch these in the middle, gives you a bit of introduction to certain characters, lore, the way the world works, and building up certain events. And then finally we get to the midpoint of the series. The midpoint establishes everything that is, going to turn the series around, how the main character is going to grow. And then finally we get to these certain episodes afterwards. We see how stuff has changed and where the story is going to go from here. Then we watch these episodes again, bit more lore, bit more understanding where the story is going. Finally, we get to this arc that's going to be set up for events later on after the current arc. And then you get into the current arc, which you can watch, enjoy all the new animation, see flashbacks of stuff you probably didn't watch, and finally understand the story in a more complete sense. So as I was finishing this video, I realized that I forgot to take out an extra couple of filler episodes here and there in a lot of these major sagas, so I'll leave that up to you guys to figure out where those extra little filler episodes are. You guys can use your websites, your friends, and you can skip those. I've done the heavy lifting here. I think you guys can manage that much. Also, if you're still confused about anything, then check the wiki. The wiki exists for a lot of different series, but the One Piece wiki basically has everything on all the characters, arcs, geography, lore, history. It has summaries of events. It also has the anime to manga equivalent, so you can check which anime episode is equal to which manga chapter in terms of adaptation. So yeah, check that all out. If you haven't ever used the wiki before, I'll leave a link for you there. So yeah, overall, I think this is probably the ideal. In terms of complete number of episodes, it's around 365, which if you watch one episode a day, you will catch up. Of course, by that time, there'll be more anime episodes out, but you will more or less catch up if you watch 1 or 2 episodes a day, and you don't need to go through the total 1000 episodes that people normally go through. But anyway guys, please share this video around. Once the gatekeeping One Piece fans find this video, they will strike me down. So before that happens, share this video. If someone wants to watch One Piece and they don't know, they don't want to invest that much time, share this video with them. Apart from that, thank you for watching this video, and I'm gonna run away before they catch me.